All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. Broadcasting live here at the ranch that Magic the Gathering built. Look at the beautiful rain we have. It's fall time. It's raining like crap. I'm here. It's like, I don't know, 50 degrees or whatever, drinking my coffee. I want to talk to you guys about an interesting topic today for Finance Friday. It's all about high-end net worth clients selling out of their positions because we'll figure that out here in a second. All right, so I had some conversations with several, not just one, but several high net worth Magic the Gathering investors and also non-Magic the Gathering investors I tried to talk about Magic the Gathering investing. I tried to share with some of the news going on. And I get asked the question, Daniel, is it time to come in and buy? Is it time to come to buy into this for the people that are not in Magic the Gathering? And I get asked the question by the people in Magic, like, Dan, should I sell my cards? Should I take some money off the top? And what do I do? I mean, it looks like the cards are kind of flat right now. What's going on? Flat? Magic cards only go up. No, that's what she said. All right, so I'll give you guys an example. There was a Juzam Djinn PSA 10 sold for like $4,000 recently on PWCC auctions. And then like in July, late July, whatever, there was one that sold for like $5,300. Now, I haven't verified if that $5,300 sale was real. Let's assume it was. But there's just so many other sales that were pretty high back in the day, during that time, back in the day, recently. And then most recently, some of the sales were just kind of like, what's going on? So that sparks the people that are having, the whales, the people have money on the sidelines. And I don't know who defines what's a whale. I know at a casino, if you're betting like, I don't know, like if you have a cash roll of like, at least $500,000 to $1 million that you're willing to wage on a weekend or whatever, that makes you kind of a whale. If $500,000, you're probably like a dolphin whale. If you are like the Miami Dolphins, if you're like $1 million, 2, 3, 5, 3 million, you're definitely a whale. And if you're like $10 million, you're basically like Moby Dick Rudy. So I feel like, no, Rudy doesn't have $10 million. Just 10 million packs of Force of Will. That's what he has. So what we have, let's not get off topic here, guys. Come on, let's focus. This is a focused entertainment / financial video. So the whales basically talk to me about, Magic the Gathering whales or investors. I consider Magic the Gathering whales people with net worth well over $1 million. I'd probably say a few $1 million. They have hundreds of thousands of dollars they could spend at any time on any cards that they want. So I'd probably say some of them even have, easily $1 million if they had to pull out to buy into Magic cards. So let's answer the first question. The high-end investors who are basically saying, hey, is it time to sell? And they're also reducing their positions. Some of them are. They're saying to me that they feel that the market has gone up really high, that there's going to be a flat line for a while, and it's time to take some profits. Okay? That's normal. Some of them actually are, selling some of their cards. They're reshuffling their inventory, maybe going to alpha, maybe getting out of the shit cards, maybe getting out some of the Arabian Nights to go into alpha beta, go more mainstream core sets. But the reality is there's reshuffling of sets, reshuffling of cards. And some of it is to take profits. Some of it is what I call cost average reshuffling, where they basically are selling to recoup their initial principal. Maybe that's not called cost average, but you can put in the comments below what that really is called. Where basically, like in stocks, you sell up to the principal and then everything else is profit or gravy. Tell me what that is. I don't know what that term is. That's what some of the investors are going for. Some of them are actually thinking about completely selling their position because they feel like the prices are so high that the profits are so attractive, and then they'll rebuy at a later time. Interesting. Let's talk about that. The problem with this whole entire buying, selling, trading, upgrading, whatever process with collectibles is because of the short supply of cards comparative to like stocks or other type of things like houses. There's plenty of houses to buy, and you can, there's different inventory you can buy for certain for investments and commodities. With Magic the Gathering collectibles, there actually is like a population for high-end cards. There's only so many. I'm talking about high-end cards. So once you sell, let's say, your Alpha 9 Lotus, let's say, and BGS or PSA, whatever, and let's say there's like, I don't know, I have to say probably like almost 200, let's say, graded, maybe 150, PSA or BGS 9. I haven't looked recently, honestly. Probably 100. You'll probably kill me on the comments. I don't know, okay? I don't have time to look for it. But the reality is, let's say something like 10% of the overall population. And let's say you sell your BGS 9. Let's say you bought it when it was 17 grand, 15 grand, whatever. And you doubled up, sell for 30. And you probably sell for 35 maybe. And you took that profit. Here's the problem. If you sell that card, you end up not having any ability to get that card at a lower price because certain cards like the Alpha Lotus will never go down at a lower price. There are certain cards just that you won't find them, and when they are sold, they will just stay at the same or go higher. Now, you probably will argue, be like, well, Dan, I'll just wait on the sidelines, I'll hold my money around, and I'm just going to basically wait. Well, keep waiting for the next whatever years, because decades, I don't know, it's never going to happen. Certain cards won't happen. Now, let's talk about like certain cards like Arabian Nights cards, and let's say you want to add a position of reserve list cards like Bottle of Suleiman. Is Bottle of Suleiman a reserve list card? Okay, I don't know. Abu Jafar, some Arabian Nights quirky card, right? Is that, like, let's say you buy like, I don't know, 10 grand worth of just that card. And this guy, someone's selling that out, right? You buy into that. Is that a good time to sell that position? Well, like I told you guys in my other videos, when you have large positions of reserve list cards, you're not going to be able to sell them at the same price, because once you start selling a few here and there, the price just tanks. You buy list some, you try to sell them to individuals that aren't online. Eventually, the noise spreads and the price just tanks on those type of cards. So that leaves really, the positions to sell, like more of like the Alpha Beta, just the basic baseline cards like Force Field, Gauntlet of Mites, old school cards or whatever. Back to the supply problem. And also demand. People want to buy those cards. They're going to gobble those cards up for gameplay, for collecting, and then the price just goes back up. So really, to answer the question, to people that are the high-end whales, the whales of the world, or even if you're kind of dolphinish, or let's say you're sea otter level, and you're kind of starting at, why am I using these marine animals? Just basically, you're kind of at that that brim of figuring out where you want to be in selling off or not. Remember this. You only take profits only if A, your personal situation is strong. And let's assume it is, because you guys are all great investors on this channel, on personal life. And number two, you can take that money and put it into some other investment, real estate, not gold, something other collectible, some comic book, some collection where you can make more money, right? Then I would say it's okay to sell, because you're reshuffling assets in different ways. Now, the caveat is if you have this personal attachment to it all, whatever, then I wouldn't sell. I would never sell anything you have a personal attachment to. So, let's go to the whale. That's basically the second part of it. The whale that's looking at these videos and wondering, who is this Asian guy who always talks around his house and has his kid walking around in this street? Because this street is so busy. It's like a highway. It's like a it's like a freeway, and I just let him walk on our street, and there's like houses all over here in the woods, because no one really understands how much density of houses there are. Why do I let my kid walk around the street? Who is this guy? If you are a whale, if you are a sea otter, if you're a turtle, if you are a dolphin investor, then I want you to understand that if you want to put money into Magic the Gathering, do not do it. End of the video. That's all I got. Holy shit, there's like a big spider right here. Oh my god, there's like this big ass spider right here. Do you guys want to see here? Well, let's just check this out. Oh my god. This. I almost ran into it. As soon as I walked that way, I was this point of dying. And then all of my cards would have went to Rudy. That was a giant spider card in Alpha. All right, let's get back to the subject. For the whales that are the investors that are not in Magic at all, and you're wondering what the hell is this all about, or if you're a baseball card dealer and you want to like get into non-sports and you want to buy into Magic, how do I do it? What do I do? This video is probably not for you because it's not going to go into details on how to do that. I might do that later on. That's a good video. But let's talk about, should you do it right now? My answer is I would probably wait. I think there still will be, there's already downside right now. I think there's buying opportunities in this winter quarter that you just have money. And I'm talking about revised dual lands even, some alpha cards even, some Arabian Nights, some boxes, like revised boxes are going to go down. The Urza's boxes might go down, Tempest, all those, the Dark, things like that could go down a little bit, incremental, and you should buy those. Because what will happen is the spring cleaning season of summer next year, 2019, the prices of those will go up by that percentage points, kind of correct back to the spring and summer. Now, I do feel, for some reason, 2019 is the test. It is the test of, will the prices hold up? Will the prices that we see, like the $87,000 for an Alpha Lotus and go higher? I don't know if that's really the big test. I think more of the big test is the bigger volume cards, like Bazaar Baghdad, Library. Will those go up, or will they just stay flat or decline a little bit and not really go anywhere? Will it pretty much be like Verizon stock and just sit around? But Verizon stock produces like almost 4.55% dividend. So basically, you're going to start asking yourself in 2019, are those cards going to grow? Which cards will grow? So to the investor that isn't buying anything or hasn't bought into Magic, I would wait, accumulate more money, and observe the market. I would see where the market's at now, see it where it is next week, next month, next 2 months, 3 months, and see if you can pick up something here and there for deals. Also, check out your local game store or players in the industry, Facebook groups, whatever. You might find people that are, desperate for money for college tuitions, house bills, reshuffling of assets. That is an opportunity to snap by and get into the market then. But I will say that I've had some people contact me brand new to Magic and say, Dan, I want to buy Unlimited Black Lotus. And I want to spend like a mint condition, and I only want to spend $5,000. And I look at them like, well, you're not going to get one because they're more. But it's going to go down because there's a lot of those and, blah, blah, blah. They convince themselves that somehow they're going to go down. No, that's not how it works. Certain cards will always stay. So back to my point is, and this is what's hard about it, is there's so many certain cards that really don't go down. I should probably make I don't know if I have time for it. I don't have time for it, but maybe make a video later on, whatever. What are the cards that really will, like, safe cards? And what are the downward cards that could have the volatility cards? within that reserve list spectrum. And what are some of the growth, insane buyout cards like Stone Calendar and I don't know, just dumb cards. Yavimaya Hollow, for God's sake. I mean, it's a cool card, but it's a Doug Schuler painting with a hippo, and it just doesn't have. I mean, it's using some maybe EDH or Commander or whatever, but I mean, people speculate on those kind of cards, and you gotta ask yourself, are those really worth buying into? So I want to end it like this. The high-end net worth clients and stuff really have something that clients that are normally, I would say that the average collector, the average investor that they have a luxury that you guys don't have. They have time. They have the ability to have time for their leverage. We all have a leverage. We all have cards. We all have trading binders. We all have cash. We have assets. But high net worth clients have leverage. They can wait till the moment is, and they just strike. They buy when they want. They sell when they want. They have the time. So that type of leverage is where you need to be with your collecting and your investing. You need to be at a certain point where you don't need to sell, and if a guy doesn't give you your price, or a woman doesn't give you your price, you don't buy it. And that actually brings a very interesting topic. The last part is that if someone, I've been told by some people that they got mad at me back in the day. People get disappointed and upset because I don't sell them the cards for the price that they wanted. It's just negotiating. And they get bitter, they get pissed, and then what happens? The cards just go up in the moon. I offered Alpha Lotuses before for $30,000, 9 5s. I offered 9 Alpha Lotus, PAGS 9 Alpha Lotus for $15K, $16K. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I offered, Arabian Nights sets back in the day for $2,000. Oh, I'm an idiot. Do you see where I'm going with this? People basically they will try to negotiate to death in this type of market. And unfortunately, it's still a bull market. It's still to the advantage of the seller. It hasn't shifted. And that's another thing I got asked. It hasn't shifted. Has the bull market gone to the buyer, to the seller because it's flat? No, it's still to the seller because the market's still strong. The economy is still strong. There's too many parameters, that are showing that, hey, it's still a seller's market. But I do see that the buyer has a little bit more room to negotiate. But remember, buyers, you will not be able to get it at the cheapest price ever again. It doesn't work that way. There is no such thing anymore for limited supply investments. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope you guys got something out of the video. If you did not, that's fine. Watch it again and go drink some coffee. Bye-bye.